Montessori's role of the teacher. Or, why is my kid's teacher just standing there? Maria Montessori wrote, "The teacher must be attractive. She should be young, beautiful, with flowers in her hair, scented with cleanliness, happy, and full of dignity." Dr. Montessori, come on, you are no spring chicken yourself. She did quickly include the line, "Everyone can translate it as they like." But what Montessori basically meant was that the teacher needs to present themselves in a respectful manner when in front of their students. We should be the living representation of order and care in the environment. Basically, the opposite of how most of us feel every morning. But we get it. The child is important, and we need to exemplify that. Next, and don't laugh at this one, but the teacher must have faith in the child. Up to this point in the child's life, adults waited with care for this human to grow their first tooth, speak their first word, take their first step, and, let's be honest, control their first bowel movement. An even stronger patience must be used now to allow this person to develop as nature intended. A main role of a teacher in a Montessori classroom is to prepare the environment. Think of the teacher as the best maitre d', waiter, chef, and dishwasher all wrapped up in one at the most opulent restaurant, catering to your little bundle of joy. We are there to maintain the lessons and the classroom in a beautiful working condition. Then we must devote ourselves to keeping the order and protecting the environment from any obstacle or guinea pig poop in a child's way. The best part yet is that us Montessori teachers make all this work look so good, the students start begging to clean, organize, and yes, even sweep up the guinea pig poop all by themselves. It is true, we had the tiny-sized brooms and low-leveled sinks to prove it. Here is where the real separation of a traditional teacher and a Montessori teacher begins. Pay attention. A Montessori teacher must allow the child the freedom of choice. This freedom is often misinterpreted. The freedom a child is striving for is different than the freedom an adult desires. And let's just keep this G-rated and not tell me what your freedom desires. Every natural urge a child goes through, from first lifting their head to borrowing your car, is a part of a long process of creating themselves and constructing who they are meant to become. Their journey is about becoming an adult, independent and free of others. That is a child's freedom. Wait, it gets even trickier. A Montessori teacher must not decide what and when the child is going to learn something. I think I just heard a few heads explode. Let me try to explain. We must carefully observe each student as an individual and not base when they're ready to learn something on their manufacture date. This is not your typical assembly line education. We are trained in being able to recognize when the child's natural development is ready to accept a new lesson. On behalf of all Montessori teachers, please let me clarify. We are trained to recognize readiness, not predict it. So when you ask us, when will my child start reading? Us Montessorians want to respond. The periphery is the only accessible part of the personality that is attainable to us. The mysterious center in his creative intelligence is his secret, which we must respect. But instead, we usually feel pressured and say something like, soon, I'm sure. Eventually, the child will move more and more away from the teacher and gravitate toward their work. As the amount of lessons grows, so too will the child's length of concentration. This is what a Montessori teacher dreams of. If I can be sappy for a second, Montessori beautifully described it as, I have helped this life to achieve its creation. We now take a more passive role, step back, observe, and respond to the development happening. In fact, we are no longer a teacher, but a directress or director. For the environment, the lessons, and the children themselves are now truly doing all the teaching. Maria Montessori said, the greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, the children are now working as if I did not exist. Your answer to, why is my kid's teacher just standing there?